Apple's 40-minute event, the Let Loose iPad event, is finally over. We now have the new iPad Air, iPad Pro, the awesomely new Apple Pencil Pro, a new Magic Keyboard, and basically we've got some new chips in those iPads. So this is going to be my recap, sort of a breakdown of what Apple announced in this sort of short keynote in May. So that way you guys can get an idea if this is something you really want to upgrade to or not. I myself went ahead and upgraded the iPad Pro because I only have the M1 chip on mine, and now it's bumped up to an M4 chip. So I'll get into that in a little bit. So first off, of course, they started with the iPad Air, and the iPad Air is still running an M2 chip. Why that is, I don't know. Probably because it's a cheaper type of model, but they're going to run an M2 chip on the iPad Air. And on the iPad Air, of course, you're still going to get the 5G connectivities. You're still going to get the FaceTime camera, but you're going to get it in landscape mode, not in portrait mode. This is something new for both of the iPads as well. You're going to have an 11-inch and a 13-inch on the iPad Air. Okay, and then it'll go all the way up to 1 terabyte. So now they're kind of proing the iPad Air, bringing it all the way up to 1 terabyte. Now, with the iPad Air, you're looking at a price of around $599 for an 11-inch, $799 for a 13-inch. So really, it's in that lower end price point, which is kind of what people want for an iPad. After the iPad Air, they kind of went through the iPad Pro. Now, this one I thought was a significant change. Not only did they bring the M4 chip, which is a much, much faster chip, but they also made it thinner and lighter. And this is something awesome for a Pro model. So the iPad Pro, you now get a thinner and lighter type of Pro device, which is excellent. They gave us also this sort of nanotechnology type of screen that you can actually upgrade with. And, you know, I'll have to try it out and see exactly what it's about. The core for the M4 is definitely going to be much, much quicker. The screen's going to be much brighter. And another thing is that it's going to have the abilities to still charge your new Apple Pencil Pro exactly the same as the iPad Pro did before. You're going to get the same camera in landscape mode, so that's another advantage there as well. Now, they're also integrating some upgrades to Final Cut and Logic, so we're going to get a new app called Final Cut Camera. Now, I'm not quite sure when that app will release. It could release today, it could release another day, another week. I mean, maybe with iOS 17.5. It's really hard to say, but just expect a new app called Final Cut Camera, which you can use on your iPhone, you can use your iPad, you can use it to, you know, integrate all your photos and videos into Final Cut. And that's going to be an interesting thing to try out. So we'll have to try that out once that comes out. Beyond that, the Apple Pencil Pro, what makes it a much better Apple Pencil, especially compared to the other one that had the USB-C on the side, is you've got a lot more touch capabilities that you can do on it. But one feature that is really important that most people don't look at is the Find My feature. This way you're not searching around for this Apple Pencil. And I like the Find My works very similar to the Apple TV remote, where you can use Find My for that. You can use it now with the Apple Pencil Pro. So that, I think, was an advantage. Now, this thing about barrel roll and all that, that's just techniques that you just have to practice and try. It is going to make using it on the iPad a whole lot easier and a whole lot better. So the Pro models actually go up to 2 terabytes. Now, most people don't usually use 2 terabytes. I prefer higher models always just because I get a better resale value on them when I do resell them. But it goes all the way up to 2 terabytes. So you're looking at anywhere around $2,200 if you want basically a Wi-Fi model with 2 terabytes. That's pretty much what you're looking at here. This ProMotion and everything else that the iPad Pros had before, you're going to get. It's going to be, you know, a much faster and a much quicker device. Now, as far as price points, you're looking at the 11-inch iPad Pro costing about $1,999, and the 13-inch costing about $1,299 or $1,300 basically. The Magic Keyboard, the new one, which for me is not practical, but for most people is, You can get it for the 11-inch for $299 and the 13-inch for $349. The Apple Pencil will still run you $129. So the Apple Pencil Pro is still around the same price as the other one previously was. Now, these are all going to be available on May 15th. So if you order it today, you have pretty much from now through to order it. I can tell you right now, when I was doing my ordering process, the Wi-Fi model, I was able to get for May 15th. But if I try to do the Wi-Fi cellular, that already pushed me into June. So some people are getting the models with cellular. I have no use for the cellular. I can use hotspot on my phone, and I very rarely use it out and about when I'm not on Wi-Fi. But if you're that type of person, just know that it's going to bump up to June. You might not get it till June, maybe even July. So I don't know. A lot of people like the cellular models. Basically, they've left the, I would say, lower end iPad for about $300. That's still there. And of course, the other iPad Pro models and Airs will probably be available at least for a limited time. But these are the two new iPads. The new iPad Air with the M2, the new iPad Pro with the M4, the new Apple Pencil Pro, and another Apple Magic Keyboard. All right, so that's pretty much the recap of what Apple did in their Let Loose event. Got any questions on that? Let me know. As soon as my iPad comes in and I get it all ready to go, I'll let you know what I think about it. All right? Don't forget, make sure you give this video a like, subscribe, and I will come back and catch you guys later with more.